Welcome everybody to episode 3 of the Raiders franchise we got going on here. Week 4 we're going to be taking on the Chicago Bears. We are going in 1-2. One of the worst offenses in the league. Our defense has been solid, but it's just an overall not a great game statistically. We really haven't found our quarterback. Kenny Pickett did lead us to that one win in his first full start, but I am going to give Geno Smith the Chicago Bears game just to see if he can turn his season around, maybe get some momentum going here. I did change the playbook to a little bit more offensive-friendly playbook in the Los Angeles Rams playbook. So we're going to see if that helps out a little bit. Before this episode started, I did sign Kingsley Enagbare, who I think could really push Tyree Wilson and Malcolm Koonce for that starting right edge spot, which we are relatively weak at. Um, both guys are good, but the production hasn't really been there for either of them this season. If we go look at the stats, defensively, Landon Roberts, Jeremy Chin, Max Crosby, all doing well. Max Crosby, 68 fouls. Sack wise, he's leading the team in sacks. Malcolm Koonce does have 2, so he has actually been getting there for us. But Tyree Wilson, who was getting majority of the snaps until last game, I believe, just wasn't really producing with his snaps. Half a sack, 2 TFLs, like he's good, and at 6'6", 271, you want to put a guy like that out there, especially with the speed that he has. Running the ball, our run game has been almost non-existent. 3.9 a carry, which isn't horrible, but it's not good at all. 3.3 for Zamir White. Not back here. 7.5 a carry, which, maybe we look at that coming in instead of Zamir White. Both quarterbacks scrambled a bit. Receiving wise, Tyler Lockett surprisingly actually leading us, considering he's our wide receiver 4 right now, I believe, behind Trey Tucker, Wicks, and Besh. I want to see more from Wicks, and I want to see more from Besh. Yeah. So we're going to get into this game. Probably going to sim most of this game. We'll probably watch. Actually, let's look at the schedule. See who all we have this week. Got the Bears, Colts, Titans. So I think we're going to watch the Titans game all the way through, probably. And we should know who's going to be a quarterback by then, depending on how Geno Smith does against Chicago and what we decide against the Colts. The Bears being one of the better teams in the league right now, we're just going to probably kind of quickly say if the game gets close, we'll definitely jump in and watch some. But right now, I just want to kind of get through this first season as quickly as possible, so that way we can really get into the rebuild in the off season. So jumping in now, we are going to be at home against the Chicago Bears. Coming in now. This is going to be Geno Smith's first full game, because we've been kind of rotating all year so far. And Kenny Pickett led us to that win, so it was hard for me to make this decision because what am I doing here? Go normal to start out. It's hard for me to make this decision, put Geno back in because Pickett did get us the win, but he's a higher overall quarterback, so we got to really see what he's got. Maybe he can turn his thing around. Throws an incompletion that can get sacked. 27-yard reception for Besh, though. That's what we need to see. I want to see Besh start developing more. A couple good runs by us. 3rd and 1. We get an 11-yard reception for Dontavian Wicks, another guy who I want to see a little more involved. Besh, 2 big receptions in his first drive. Pass knocked away, 3rd and 3, incomplete, but we are in field goal range, so we should get 3. Daniel Carlson, field goal good. Let's see if this defense can come out and get a stop. Chicago comes in this game 2-1, trying to continue their momentum. Romo Dunes, DeAndre Swift. Their offense is very, very talented. They got a lot of young, talented players. DJ Moore drops a pass. 3rd and 8, interception by Landon Roberts. So defense gets the turnover. And Romo Dunes is injured on that play. Pass dropped by Trey Tucker, which isn't great, incomplete. 3rd and 10 now, knocked away, so nothing going there. 50-yard field goal is good, though, so we go up 6-0. That's what we like to see. Defense making plays, offense. They're putting points on the board. Obviously, you want to see touchdowns in some of those situations, but points is points. I can't truly fault it. Now the Bears on a big, quick, explosive drive here as a penalty. Might kill that momentum. 2nd and 20 now. 23-yard reception from Romo Dunze, who was hurt. Comes back in, makes a huge play for them. Gaining that momentum back. 3rd and 3 now. 5-yard rush from DeAndre Swift. They've been feeding him early and often in this game, which is good for them. Luther Burden gets involved now. Swift again, just kind of running down our throats right now. Pass and a 5-yard rush puts them on the 1, and they don't punch it in there, but 3rd and 1. Manon guy for a touchdown. So Chicago takes the lead 7-6 now. Let's see if this offense can come out and, flip the script here, get some momentum. 1st and 10. Trey Tucker for 14. 8-yard rush from Genti. So offense moving the ball, Wicks for 7. And then a negative 3-yard rush for Genti. Negative 2-yard rush for Genti. It's going to be 3rd and 15 now. 29-yard reception for Jack Besh, who's been getting really involved this game. That's what I like to see. 7-yard reception, Brock Bowers. Incomplete pass on the 11, now 4th and 3, so it's looking like another field goal here. So 2 minutes before halftime, and we're up right now by 2. So let's jump into this game here and see if our defense can get a stop here with 2 minutes left and get us the ball back. Caleb Williams pass. Pressure starting to get there. Throwing deep, broken up. Another move I didn't make was Tonka Hemingway is now our starting nose tackle in situations where we have a nose tackle. I've done a couple other franchises where I've had him on the team, and he develops very, very well, so I want to start that development early. 2nd and 10, now pass broken up again. Jeremy Chin was there. Defense looking strong, looking to keep us in this game. 3rd and 10 now. Williams passing again. Pressure starting to get there. Throws it short. DeAndre Swift. Max Crosby there for the tackle. So defense gets the stop before the 2-minute warning. So now our offense is going to come out. Geno Smith. 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. 3 timeouts. And a chance to put even more points on the board here. Hopefully a touchdown. So Geno Smith not playing bad today, which is something he needed to do. He needed to turn the season around. Hoping that he's starting to feel the pressure from Kenny Pickett getting that first full start and him winning that game. We go 1st and 10 now, 55 on the clock from the 22. Geno Smith is back to pass, pressure getting there, and he's sacked. Not how you want this drive to start. Let the clock run a little bit. 2nd and 14 now. Run the clock here just in case. Snaps, step back. Pressure starting to get there. Geno Smith sacked. Fumbles. The Bears recover. That is not what we want to see. And the turnovers have really killed us this season. That's been the biggest downfall. Why we're 1-2. We even had a few turnovers in that win. Turnovers have been our biggest issue, especially at the quarterback position. So Raiders take a timeout here, hoping maybe to get the ball back if the Bears score. Defense looking to get a stop though. Max Crosby gets chipped right before he makes that tackle, but it is a tackle for loss. So bring up third and goal now. Caleb Williams in this Bears offense. Not doing great today, but definitely a threat to score when they're in the red zone. Caleb Williams takes off and he'll score, walks in untouched. Chicago will take the lead 14-9 now. Barring a missed PAT here. So 58 seconds. One timeout. I'm not expecting much from this offense. But we'll see. We'll watch the rest of this half and then we'll get right back into that sim. Get through this game a little bit quicker as it's looking like it could start to get out of hand if the turnovers continue. Geno Smith coming back out. That fumble really killed us. Put them right on the goal line. Looking like it's going to be a pass here. Steps back. Pressure starting to get through. Geno Smith steps up. Hit as he throws. This O-line does need to get shored up. There are a lot of injuries along the O-line, which is part of the problem, but there's also a lot of holes that need to be filled on the O-line as it is. 46 seconds left. We take our final timeout. Third and one now from the 34. Good little completion there. Back to throw again. Rolling out, throwing. Brock Bowers open, so now we're going to have to hurry it up here. 40 seconds left. Not looking like they're going to spike it. Looking like they're just going to go for another play. Snap, step back, pass, letting it go. Caught by Besh, it looks like. It was 4 catches for 70 yards in the first half. Coming up to spike it now. Looking like we're trying to get in the field goal range. It's possible. 21 seconds left. Clock stop. Get the first down here, though. Smith back to pass. Throwing out. Incomplete. 4th and 3. Let's see what happens. We're just going to punt it, play it safe. I like that idea. I do believe we get the ball after half. So it would have been nice to get that field goal going into half. But it is what it is. We're going to just jump forward to the third quarter now. Or the fourth quarter. See what happens here. Bears drive down, get a touchdown. We get a touchdown. Ooh, let's go see what happened there. Stats-wise. Game stats. Scoring summary. Third quarter. Geno Smith runs it in for a touchdown. So Geno Smith scores. He's not playing horrible today, but he hasn't got much going. Caleb Williams has 2 picks. So the defense keeping us in this game, really. Eric Stokes was one of them, and Landon Roberts with the other. Eric Stokes is a guy that I really want to see step up this year and take another corner. Guy that I liked in Green Bay. We're going to jump back into the sim now. Normal and end of game. Bears with the ball. Up by 5. We get a sack from Malcolm Coons. Sack from Max Crosby there. And then that forces a punt. So the defense really stepping up today. 5-point game, Geno Smith and this offense. 25-yard reception for Dontavian Wicks. There we go. 14-yard reception. Jack Besh, who's had a huge game today for us. Smith with a 6-yard rush. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 4 now. We are in field goal range. 15-yard reception from Trey Tucker. There we go. So this offense is moving today. Maybe the change of playbook. Maybe Geno Smith feeling the pressure. Who knows? But the offense moving the ball a little bit today. The red zone is where we've struggled. And Brock Bowers catches a 17-yard touchdown. Raiders take a 1-point lead with 3:27. Bears 12-yard reception. Roma Odunze. 11-yard reception for DJ Moore. Pass knocked away. 9-yard reception, 2:39 left. They're going to be in field goal range regardless, unless we get a turnover. Max Crosby with a sack. He's had a big game today. And then Jamal Adams negates that with a penalty. 29-yard reception puts them on the 2-yard line. Bears looking to score now. For the 2, second and goal, pass knocked away by Devin White. And then our touchdown rush by DeAndre Swift. So we're going to see, can this offense answer? Minute 34, 3 timeouts. Geno Smith, we need a touchdown. 2:16, that's a touchdown. And a rushing touchdown. Throwing 50%, so the completion percentage hasn't been there, but that's not probably all on him. A lot of them look like they were batted away. Stepping up, takes off now. Geno Smith running, big gain, slides at the 45. We take our first time out, minute 24. Big play there by Geno. Stepping back to the pass again, throwing over the middle, complete to Brock Bowers for a gain of 2. Hurrying it up now, 2nd and 8 from 47. Geno passing it again, steps up, pressure getting there, and he goes down. We take our second time out. It's going to be 3rd and 13 now from the 41. Got to think we probably just want to take a layup here, get close. Geno, step back, throwing deep for Dontavian Wicks, who can't bring it in double coverage. Wicks looking for a penalty, not going to get it. 4th and 13. This is the game. Because we only have 1 timeout. The Bears will just be able to run this clock down. Geno Smith stepping back, throwing at the first down marker. Jack Besh. Completion, getting out of bounds, so we don't need to use a timeout. Minute 2 left. 1st and 10 now. Wicks in motion. Geno Smith throwing for Wicks, and they're just not on the same page as it's incomplete. That's a catch that needs to happen, but it looks like maybe the ball came out a little bit sooner than it should have. Either way, that's a play that needs to be made. Bowers in motion now. Geno Smith stepping back, steps up, fumbles it. The offensive lineman picks it up, so it'll be 3rd and 9. Clock is moving. Stepping back, pressure getting there, fumbles again. 4th and 12 now with 39 seconds left. Can we get another miracle on 4th down? Back to throw, pressure trying to get there. Geno unloading, completed. Dontavian Wicks, they get the completion this time. 27 seconds left, 30-yard line. Offense has a chance. Geno Smith, sun in his eyes, stepping up, pressure getting there. He goes down. They're going to have to hurry it back up. Maybe time for 2 plays if they can get this one off quickly. Time winding down, 15. Stepping up, throwing. And it's incomplete. They're going to say he was out of bounds. 3rd and 16. Geno stepping up, throwing the ball away. 7 seconds now. It's going to be a relatively deep shot from the 36 to the end zone. It has to be at least. Geno Smith stepping back, throwing now. Everybody there, and it's incomplete. 1 second left on the clock. The Bears going to come out and take this game and steal it. Defense looked okay today. They got some turnovers, and when you're getting turnovers like that, you want to see more points on the board. Max Crosby, you can see disappointed in the back there. So we dropped this game 29-22. Statistically, Geno Smith, 47% complete, 19 for 40. Just not able to get a lot of those completions, and I don't know why. We only ran the ball 6 times with Genti, who had a tough time running it. Geno had 4 for 31. Raheem even had a tough time running it. Receiving wise, But Dunze killed us 7 for 119. But us now. Jack Besh, 6 for 99 though. That's a good game for him. 6 for 73. Dontavian Wicks almost matches his season production in one game. So the ball got spread around not a whole lot. You have two guys with 6 receptions and one guy with 5. So, and then when you're only completing the ball 47% of the time, it's not really that great. Tackles wise, Devin White led us. Max Crosby, Lonnie Johnson tied for 7 right behind him. Devin White had 3 TFLs, so Devin White, a good vet for us. Somebody that I don't know if he sticks around, um, but a guy that I'm glad is here for now. Jeremy Chan had a TFL. Adam Butler. Malcolm Coons had 2 sacks today, so Coons starting to get that production up. Max Crosby has a sack. Lalu and Porter split a sack. We had 2 picks, one from Elena Roberts and one from Eric Stokes. It didn't seem like a horrible game for the whole game, but it was definitely a little disappointing. And now we're going to have to go face the Colts and Jonathan Taylor. We get Brock Bowers going. I'm going to actually throw this into blocking. I know he's not inside as much, but just in case, Darian Porter now gets one too. Man to man. Hidden depth still. Deontay Thornton and Aiden O'Connell. Thornton, a guy that I want to get involved with more. And maybe as the season goes on, if we're in a situation where it's not, because we're still on the borderline of being able to turn this around, as long as our offense can get it together and we can get some wins. But if we're not in a good spot by the trade deadline, we're probably going to be trading some vets. Probably going to be sending some guys to teams that are competing for something. At least we can do is get our vets, some guys there. I'm not thinking about trading Max Crosby this season, but if we have another season like this next year, I could see it happening. We do have quite a few people wanting to leave, or not wanting to leave necessarily, but in their contract year, Stokes a guy that I'm going to wait a little bit to see if his production can continue to be good before I resign him. Jamal Adams, not somebody that I really want to resign. He's going to be 30. He's got a 72 overall, so he's going to hit 30. He's going to start regressing. Is he a good vet guy to have on the squad? Yeah, obviously. But not somebody that I'm necessarily keen on resigning. Dylan Parham, I think we need to retain as many of these young linemen as we can, especially with the injuries that we have and those guys coming back next season. I think that retaining somebody like Dylan Parham will be good for this team in the long run, having solid depth or him being the starter. Depends on what happens when those guys come back and how our offseason goes. Tyler Kelly, he's young, and that's why I want to resign him, so I probably will. Kingsley Enagbare, he's not interested in re-signing right now. Fair enough. We're not a great team. I do want to get him more involved, though. Malcolm Coons did very well this last game, and I have him playing the rushing D tackle. So he's in the middle a bit in our pass rush team. Samir White, I like him as our backup. I don't think I re-sign him. I think I let him test free agency, and if we want to bring him back in free agency, we can. Kadarius Toney, another guy that I brought him in really to just kind of be a depth guy, and he hasn't gotten super involved. He's made some okay plays. He's mainly our returner right now, so I don't know if I resign him. Probably not. If I do, it'll probably be out of free agency. Malcolm Coons looking like he's going to get re-signed, and it's looking like he's going to overtake that starting edge spot from Tyree Wilson, who I would like to have him step up, but it's not looking like he is. Who's playing that rushing D tackle because I have Tyree Wilson playing the rushing right edge. So they're both on the field in those pass rush situations. But Coons is the one really capitalizing on those situations. Darnay Holmes, another vet guy who I could see re-signing just for depth, but we'll see. Landon Roberts, he had the pick last game. He's a very solid veteran. I will probably re-sign him for a year or two, just so we have like a solid vet guy in the middle for our defense who can help develop those younger guys that we hopefully will be bringing in. Devin White, contract here for him. He's going to need to continue to play well to get re-signed. Kenny Pickett's not interested. Tyler Lockett's not really interested. Uh, Jordan Meredith, who's interested, is good. He's our best center on roster, I believe. Center, a big key point for me going into this offseason. Charles Snowden, probably going to let him go. He's a good vet depth guy, but I just don't see the need for him. We could get younger at that position and somebody who eventually could take over that Max Crosby spot whenever he retires or wants out or whatever happens there. I do like Fotu. Isaiah Dunn, a guy that doesn't want to resign. I'm hoping I can get him back because I do like him as a depth guy. He's got good size, good solid speed, solid coverage, solid tackling. He's a good all-around kind of gadget corner for depth. So I like having a guy like that. But I won't be heartbroken if he walks. Chigozie Enusium, he's younger, a little bit bigger than Isaiah Dunn. So either one of these guys or both of them coming back would be good in my books because they both kind of fit that role. Good size, good speed, good solid all around. Not necessarily great or good, but solid enough to fill in if we have injuries. Lonnie Johnson Jr., probably a guy I'm going to move on from. So we can try to get stronger at that free safety position. He's not bad by any means. He's about to hit 30 though, and I don't really want to pay somebody who's going to start regressing a bunch of money, who's only going to be starter quality for another maybe season. Grievous Jr. I kept him actually. I had to cut one of my lower end corners when I brought Enagbari on. And I kept Greedy Vince just because I do like his ratings right now. It's a little slower, but his coverages are solid. I'm going to just say solid. They're not great, but they're solid. He can press a little bit. He's a good developmental guy, and honestly, he could eventually, if we needed him to, probably take over that free safety spot if we start developing him in that way. And we'll see as the season goes on if that's something that we want to do. He is 5'9". He's a little undersized, so that kind of, and he's not a great tackler, so it's hard to try to find him a spot right now. But we're going to keep him, or try to keep him around for now. I may not re-sign him, but we'll see. Ian Thomas doesn't want to return. That's fine. Radigan doesn't want to return. That's fine with me too. Tristan McCollum, our free safety backup. I could possibly see myself re-signing him just because we're planning on releasing Lonnie Johnson, so it'd be nice to have somebody back there who knows the system, who's been on the team, and he could possibly get a chance to start depending on how we address that position in the offseason and what's available. Raheem Mostert, I do like him as our backup running back. He is 33, so he's going to regress probably pretty strongly, which I don't like, but I would like to keep him around if I can, if he doesn't regress super hard. Stone Forsyth wants to come back. I could see myself signing him just for that depth. Will Putnam, Daniel Carlson, Tyree Wilson's fifth-year option. So that's going to be a big one. This is probably going to be one of the biggest decisions of the offseason is do we accept the option for Tyree Wilson? It's really going to just depend on how he develops and the production he puts up over the course of the rest of the year. Daniel Carlson, solid guy, solid kicker. He's 30, so he's going to start regressing soon. I'm not sold on keeping him, but I'm not necessarily against re-signing him. So we'll just see. There's a lot of we'll see moments, and we get a position battle here. What's the position battle going to be? Who's it going to be? Been making sure to key in on my deep all over the few weeks. We've noticed I've been really impressed with how he took advantage. Got to take advantage of every opportunity, coach. Anytime, keep up the hard work. So Kenny Pickett's still trying to win that starting spot. And we see, he played that game, and he's not completing the ball. He didn't throw a pick, but he did, you know, he fumbled the ball on the goal line. Let's see, he has 3 fumbles this year, and he's got 2 touchdowns on the ground, 86 yards. But it's like, do we continue to throw him in there because he's the veteran guy, or do we continue to give Kenny Pickett shots? Smith has now played more downs than Kenny Pickett, and Kenny Pickett is outproducing him. They both played 3 games. Kenny Pickett's played, what was that, almost 30 downs less than Geno Smith. He's been sacked 4 times less. He's got a better completion rating. Obviously, the picks, but he's got 3 touchdowns. And running the ball, he's got 30 yards on the ground, and he hasn't fumbled. So I think going into Indianapolis after a game like what Geno just had, where that was his opportunity to show us. Yeah, he helped the offense put up 22 points, but he also made a handful of mistakes and couldn't buy a completion. So now going into Indianapolis, we're gonna start Kenny Pickett and see exactly what he can do as we find out that Jack Besh is star dev, which is good. I'm hoping that Grant and Rodgers can also develop nicely to continue with that depth that I want to build. Defensively coming over. So yeah, Tonka Hemingway is our rushing D tackle. We're going to go look at the specialists here. Monsters are receiving back. Darius Stone's our gadget guy. I don't know how often this playbook uses a gadget guy. I do have Besh in the slot. But yeah, like I was saying, Tyree Wilson's our backup rushing D tackle. I think I want to put Enigbari there, honestly. And rushing left, I'm going to put Enigbari there also. I'm going to have Enigbari back up all these guys, just in case. Because I do like the potential he has. But yeah, Tonka Hemingway is going to be our nose tackle, with Alu backing him up or out there at the same time, depending on the formation. Darian Porter's playing the slot for us. I'm not opposed to putting somebody else there, but I do like having him in the slot just because of his size and his speed. He's not a great tackler, which is something that I don't necessarily like because of having him in the slot, but he can press. He's agile. We're going to see how he does. I'll go look at the other options, and we'll see his production. Now, I think he is a true outside guy. I just have him there because he is our best guy in the slot, I believe. Slot corner. No, we do have Jeremy Chin, who can play in the slot. Okay, I do like that. I think we're going to have Jeremy Chin be that guy. I'm going to have Darian Porter playing the outside primarily now. And then who else? Which one of these 2 younger guys has better tackling? I say done. Chigozie and Anusium. There we go. So that guy right there. Chigozie Anusium is going to be our backup slot guy. I think he could develop nicely. He's got a very similar skill set to Jeremy Chin right now currently. Awareness is lower a little bit. Obviously, play rec's obviously a little bit lower. Jeremy Chin's been in the league how much longer? Man coverage is close, but not there yet. Zone coverage isn't fully there yet. They have the same press, similar catch. Not too far off on tackle. Like it'll be a good development experiment for him. He could end up winning that slot job in the future if he develops correctly. And then we're gonna go rushing D tackle. I said I wanted Enigbari up here. Bam as our backup guy. So maybe they'll both be in. So now it would be Crosby, Kuntz, Enigbari, and Wilson out during our pass rush sets, which would be absolutely nuts. Jamal Adams, Jeremy Chin. I'll keep this. Jamal Adams being out there as our sub linebacker too. I like just because he played safety for so long, so he'll be getting coverage. Slot receiver Besh is definitely going to stay there after the last game. That was his breakout game, really. And then corner wise to make sure everything's good. Darian Porter, I'm going to have him be our CB1. I think he's earned that. He's played very well. Eric Stokes can be our CB2. Both solid options here, honestly. And then we kind of have a drop off down to Darnay Holmes and then Isaiah Dunn at CB4, who honestly, I'm going to compare Holmes real quick to Isaiah Dunn. I don't feel like they're not close per se, but they're not far off. And sometimes the ratings don't always matter. Sometimes these lower overall guys, they just somehow end up in spots to make plays, and they make those plays. We're going to leave Darnay Holmes in there, though, but don't be surprised if at some point Isaiah Dunn moves up into that CB3 role just to see what we have there. We'll keep an eye on that in development. Lonnie Johnson Jr. I'm almost tempted to just start pull him out. He's younger. They're very similarly rated. Very similarly rated. Pull him as a better tackler, so that also helps there. McCollum, he's going to be our third guy for a while. He may not get re-signed now that I'm seeing that he's our third guy. But it's fine. I'm going to have Wilma be our backup strong safety as well, just to try to get him those extra reps. And yeah, now we're going to jump into game 2 with Kenny Pickett as our QB1 going into Indianapolis against Jonathan Taylor, Sauce Gardner, Quentin Nelson, maybe Daniel Jones or Phillip Rivers. We'll find out who's quarterback right now. Lucas Oil Stadium, legendary stadium. So we will be getting the ball to start. We're going to see Kenny Pickett's first possession. I should have waited until after the kickoff to do change of possession. Oh well. Okay return there, not great from Kadarius Toney, but okay, and we got an injury right away. So now, Kenny Pickett still trying to prove he's quarterback one for this team. And we're really trying to figure out who can finish the season as our QB1. As he takes a sack, first play, Kwity Paye getting through. It'll bring up 2nd and 16. We go with the pass first play, and it just doesn't work out. Genty in the backfield. I'd like to see us run the ball more as he airs it out there for the first down looking for Besh, but that was just very well covered, very tight coverage. Not a great looking throw. And now 3rd and 16 from the 16. Throwing deep now. Had a guy wide open, but a great recovery by the safety. And so we'll be punting our first drive out. We're going to get into this next possession. We're going to start the normal. Go back into the sim. See what our defense can do. Riley Leonard is the starter, actually. So Riley Leonard coming in now. Has the Colts at 3-1, I believe. If he's been starting, we'll have to look after this game, see what he's been doing. Jump forward now. Riley Leonard comes out. Jonathan Taylor stopped from -2. 9-yard reception for Alec Pierce. 3rd and 4 now. Penalty on Tyree Wilson gives them a first down. 8-yard rush by Jonathan Taylor. Eric Stokes is injured on that play. So I talked about Isaiah Dunn being CB3 with that injury. As long as that is, he will be out there playing. 2-yard rush, 3rd and 13 now. Riley Leonard going to have to throw it at 6 yards for Tyler Warner, and we hold them to a field goal. Offense coming out now. 6-yard rush by Genty. Good. I want to see us get the ground game going. A 26-yard reception from Trey Tucker. 5-yard run by Genty. We're on the move now. Another 5-yard run by Genty. 3rd and inches coming up. 8-yard reception by Trey Tucker. Kenny Pickett to Dontavian Wicks for 13. We're on the 7-yard line, and loss of 2 there for Genty. 7-yard rush making up for it on the 2-yard line here. And a 2-yard touchdown for Raheem Mostert. So the offense moves the ball down, gets a touchdown. See what our defense can do. Eric Stokes, I think, is still injured. We don't know. Jonathan Taylor running the ball now. 15-yard reception for Michael Pittman. 4-yard rush for Jonathan Taylor. Colts moving the ball now. Penalty on the offense, though, sets him back 2nd and 16. 6-yard rush, 3rd and 9 coming up. And Tyree Wilson gets a sack. Good to see there. We want him to be getting involved in making plays as much as possible. Mostert for a 1-yard run. 2-yard run there. 3rd and 7 coming up. 15-yard reception for Jack Besh, who's been very good in those clutch downs. 10-yard reception for Wicks. Pass drop by Trey Tucker. 3rd and inches coming up. 5-yard reception for Brock Bowers. 6-yard rush for Mostert coming up on 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10 now. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 10. Wait a second, what happened? Was there a fumble that I missed? We had to turn the ball over there. Must have been a fumble. 3-yard run and a touchdown for the Colts, who will take the lead by 2 because the extra point gets blocked. Interesting. 1:08 left now. Can you pick a pass thrown away? Pressure was getting there, seems like. 10-yard penalty, 2nd and 20 now. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 20. 1-yard rush by Genty. Don't know what we're doing there. Colts get the ball, 26 seconds left, and time runs out. So we're in the 2nd half now. Colts starting with the ball. Pittman for 7. Riley Leonard rushes for 7. Penalty on Anakbari. Looks like they had a penalty. The next play, 7-yard rush for Jonathan Taylor, who's having a pretty decent game. He's just breaking off these 7-yard runs. Only running right now, just running it down our throat, and we get an interception. Landon Roberts gets a pick. Back-to-back games with a pick for Landon Roberts. Take a sack there. Genty picks up 2, 3rd and 12 now. Incomplete pass. Punting it away. So we do nothing with that interception. Taylor rushing now. Gains 2, loses 2, 3rd and 10. 4-yard rush by Riley Leonard. So we'll get the ball back. Minute left in the 3rd. Kenny Pickett in this offense needing points. Cameron Bynum knocks away another pass. Incomplete pass by Kenny Pickett. Punting yet again. Negative 1-yard reception. First down for the Colts there on a Tyler Warren reception. DJ Giddens running the ball now. They're just running the ball down our throats today. DJ Giddens, and did Jonathan Taylor get hurt? Max Crosby with a sack there, that's big. And we got to stop. So the defense keeping us in this game is only allowed 9. And our offense is not able to do anything as Kenny Pickett gets sacked for -10. Finds Jack Besh for 5, 3rd and 14, incomplete. Gonna have to punt the ball now. Short punt, not great. Defense looking for a stop. Penalty on Isaiah Polamau. And the Colts looking to put this game away as they score there. So we're gonna jump into this probably last possession for us. bright spot in this game. Offensively, we have not done anything, but defensively, we played great. Like, it's kind of crazy how we've you know been such a great defensive team, but our offense just can't put points on the board. So Kenny Pickett, in his second true start of the season, coming in looking for a miracle here. We really have to score as fast as possible. We have one timeout though, so it's really going to make things hard if to even attempt this comeback. Down 9. Complete to Bowers. 97 yards passing on a pick. Not a great showing here, but I don't know. But I'm not confident Geno Smith would have done any better against this defense. The defense is very solid. As you can tell, they've held us to 7. They're 3-1 with Riley Leonard at quarterback, who's not a great overall rookie. So, you know, he's, you know, their defense has been doing their job as we get a big completion there to Trey Tucker. So back to throw. Pickett. Pressure getting there. Sacked. Taking a lot of sacks these last couple games. I think we would give Kenny Pickett the next game too. Just to really, truly see what's happening. And sacked again. 3rd and 28. Yeah, this game is over. Colts with 5 sacks today. Hurrying it up to the line. It doesn't matter though. He's gonna have to air it out. Stepping up, throwing over the middle, caught by Trey Tucker, who makes a big play. 4th and 16. This is ball game. Like, it's still possible, but a lot would have to go our way here. Kenny Pickett stepping back, throwing deep now. Must see something he likes. Trey Tucker was in the end zone. Can't pull it in. Broken up. So now the Colts are just going to come out in victory formation. Losing by 9. And that's going to be the end of the game there. So a disappointing showing from our team after last week. Drops us to 1-4. We're going to be going against Tennessee next week. Riley Leonard, we just let him fall out. And, you know, Kenny Pickett didn't play great, but he's still completing more passes than Geno Smith, and that's at this point all I can ask for because they're both turning the ball over. So the least you can do is complete a pass. Genty still not running the ball a lot. 11 attempts there. Receiving wise, Trey Tucker had a solid game. Ball got spread around a little bit, but nothing crazy defensively. Devin White leads us in tackles. Tonka Hemingway, who I put at that nose tackle position, 6 total tackles and a TFL. Part of the reason Jonathan Taylor didn't rush for 1,000 on us today. I don't know what he rushed for. 73, which is pedestrian numbers for Jonathan Taylor. It just nothing crazy offensively for them, but Max Crosby is a sack, Will Allen, Tyree Wilson split a sack, Leonard Roberts another interception. I said I wanted to re-sign him if his production stays, and it's looking like it's going to stay so far. So now we got a big game coming up. Samir White and Greedy Vance. I'm going to just auto upgrade them. Kind of a big game coming up because if we can't even win against a team like the Titans, then this is really a throwaway season. They're very similar matched up to us. We have a better overall offense, but it is very similarly matched up. We're going to jump into my draft one here. Cowboys picking first, apparently. And it has us picking 7th, Gregory Peterson. Interesting. would be the third quarterback off the board, and it has the Titans picking after us. Interesting, interesting. So that makes me want to go look at the league and why we would be picking. Packers are 0-4, the Chiefs are 0-5, the Vikings are 0-5, the Jets are 0-5. The Cowboys would be picking number 1 because they have the Packers' first round pick. We're 1-4. Raiders are 1-4. I feel like we probably finish lower with the Jets. It'll probably be us 3 in the top 3. I would think maybe the Vikings are up there too. I don't think the Chiefs continue losing. I don't think the Packers continue losing. Although I will have to go and look at why the Packers are even dropping like that. 5-3. Jordan Love's not playing horrible rushing wise. Their defense is just giving up a ton of points. I think Golden's having a good year this year. Defensively, Isaiah McDuffie is their leading tackler. Micah Parsons has 5 sacks. They're just, I don't know, team schedule, let's see. Packers 0-4. Lose by 3 to the Lions, lose by a touchdown to the Commanders, lose by 3 to the Browns, lose by 3 to the Cowboys. So they're barely losing these games. So yeah, they will be winning at some point. Let's go check out the Chiefs, who are 0-5. 8 to the Chargers, 12 to the Eagles, a bunch to the Giants, or 17 to the Giants, 14 to the Ravens, and 3 to the Jags. So I think they'll start. Hopefully they're going to start winning some games. Patrick Mahomes. What are his stats? I'm going to go look at the Vikings first, just to see. They'll probably win a couple games. But Patrick Mahomes looking pedestrian this year. 11 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Rushing, they're splitting between Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. Very similar production. Receiving wise, Travis Kelce, Marquise Brown, Xavier Worthy. Defensively, they're return a lot of people, so I don't fully know what's going on there. All right, so let's go jump into this final game of the episode now. Against the Tennessee Titans, who, let's see how we match up against them. They're a better offense. We are about the same defensively, although they hold people to less rushing yards, we are now 31st in points per game for our offense and 31st in passing yards per game. I'm going to try something this week, and we're going to see if it helps. I've seen that it's possible that having those play sheets affects the game negatively. So we're going to see if that taking those play sheets out helps us run the ball a little bit more effectively. Got a couple upgrades before this game, and then we are going to just jump straight in Shanty, who we will be upgrading. Was hoping to get him a bit more involved this season, but it's just not working out. Eric Stokes gets an upgrade, so he'll go up to a 78 overall. Assuming he's not injured. It's not, okay. And then I'm going to just kind of, I'd say it done. There we go. Somebody that we need to be, or that I want to be developing at least. one to man, one to press. So that gets his press to 71 and his man to 65. So he's starting to get there. If his tackle was a little higher, I'd be able to. I'd think about developing him in the slot. But because his tackle is not that high, he kind of has to be an outside guy. Kind of like Darian Porter's tackle is not super high, so he's going to be playing that outside guy. I want to see, actually, did he get, did Isaiah Dunn get any snaps in that last game against the Colts? And if he did he do anything? He got a tackle. He's got an assisted tackle. That's cool. He played probably not that many downs, honestly, but he got it. He got some playing time. So now, at home versus the Tennessee Titans, who are in the same boat as us, both 1-4. They match up better against us. They're pretty much similarly against us. 2-1-4 teams coming in, looking like we're going to receive to start the game. Kenny Pickett in his second consecutive start. He started 3 games now this year. Well, this will be his third at least. He started 2 games. He was 1-1 in those games. He got us our only win. Not having a great season by any means, but definitely putting himself slightly above Geno Smith, in my eyes at least. So we'll see. Pickett back to pass, stepping around, throwing. Trey Tucker gets a 9-yard reception to start the game. And Tennessee is going to immediately challenge that. Second and 1 to get upheld. Tennessee loses the timeout. Crazy. Pickett under center again, handing the ball off, play action, never mind, steps up, throwing, complete to Jack Besh. So back-to-back solid completions for Kenny Pickett. In the gun now. Maybe we run the ball here. Nope, throwing it again. Kenny Pickett stepping up, throwing out to the right. Besh catches, turns up, gain of about 2. He had a little bit of room if he was able to stay in, so Besh making some plays here these last few games, making his presence felt in the slot. Play action intended for Trey Tucker, broken up though. 3rd and 8 coming up. We have not ran the ball a single time. Kenny Pickett throwing over the middle behind Trey Tucker. If he throws that in front of him, he probably gets the first down there. And we're going to play aggressive here. We're 1-4 against another 1-4 team. Playing aggressive, going 4-on-4, first drive, throwing it again, throwing over the middle. He has Trey Tucker wide open for a big gain. Kenny Pickett with 51 yards on his first drive throwing. Yet to see Genti or Monster touch the ball. I know this is a good run defense, so probably not a lot of production comes, but when you got a back like Genti, he's going to get solid rushes as he picks up 7 on his first carry. Motioning Besh now. Faking the little pop pass, handing it to Genti, who gets basically back to the line. I didn't like that play call necessarily. Pickett throwing now. Pressure starting to get there. He steps up, trying to run for it, and he'll get the first down. So Kenny Pickett moving the ball with his offense on the first drive. Running some clock too, which we like to see. Hand off, Genti trying to bounce it. Probably should have just stuck to the first hole he hit, but Buda Baker's there. I believe that's Buda Baker. So yeah, not a great run, but we're at least running the ball, throwing out to Dontavian Wicks for a solid pickup. Okay, Wicks getting involved. Everybody's starting to get involved now. Pickett in the backfield, throwing it again, stepping up, pressure starting to get there, throws it out of the back of the end zone. Smart play there. Looking like we're going to settle for a field goal on our first drive. So now we're going to kind get our field goal. Tennessee's going to get it. Max Crosby sacks Cam Ward. And we get a stop there. Johnny Hecker punts. We get the ball back. Kenny Pickett, incomplete pass. 3rd and 5. Kenny Pickett, 6-yard rush. Running the ball here. Trey Tucker for 9. Ashton Genty for 4 on a catch. Monster with a 1-yard run. 2nd and 9 now. 4-yard loss from Monster. 3rd and 12 and a 2-yard reception. That's not going to do it. So Tennessee will get the ball back. Tony Pollard rushes for 3. Rushes for 4. 3rd and 4 coming up now. 11-yard reception from James Prochet. Okay. Tony Pollard runs again. 27-yard reception for Prochet now. Titans moving the ball. 27-yard reception for Prochet again. Prochet is gashing our defense. Penalty gives him a few yards. 5-yard rush for Tony Pollard for a touchdown. So the Titans score now. Get on the board with a touchdown. Can the Raiders offense get going here? 13 yards for Jack Bash. Pick it incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Sacked by Jeffrey Simmons. And Dontavian Wicks drops a pass. So the Titans will be getting the ball back. 10-yard reception for A. Manor. 6-yard reception. 3-yard rush. Titans still slowly moving the ball, but moving the ball nonetheless. 3rd and 7 now. Can our defense get a stop? Jamal Adams with a sack. We send the pressure. So we're going to jump in here to watch this 2-minute drill from Kenny Pickett. And this offense looking to get down, get some points on the board. Tennessee gets the ball after half, so we really want a touchdown or at least a field goal here. And unblocked, Cody Barton straight through sacks Kenny Pickett for a loss of 8. That'll bring up the 2-minute warning, and that's just not the momentum we are going to want. 2nd and 18 now after the 2-minute warning. Pickett back to throw, throwing over the middle. Bowers, there is a penalty on the Raiders though. Holding. It's going to make this 2nd and 28 now after a huge play to Bowers over the middle. Gets the 1st down, is negated. Pickett stepping up, throwing, Besh. 3rd and 22. Gains a little bit of yards, but that penalty really killed this drive. More so than the sack even. Because they had the conversion. Pickett, back, throwing, middle, Bowers. It's a good completion, just not enough. And the Titans now, with a minute 44. Come back out and try to put points up on the board before they get the ball back. Punt here. Coverage looks like it's solid. And we get them at the 11. Running back receiving leaders now. Tony Pollard. Top 5 in running back receivers. We're going to see if the defense can get a stop here before half. Cam Ward in the offense, who has moved the ball pretty well against us today. Crosby getting around, pressure getting there. And I believe that is Kingsley Enagbare. Malcolm Kuntz, never mind, with a sack. So Kuntz, somebody that I didn't know about his production, really stepping up in that rushing D tackle spot. Minute left, they're starting to run the clock a little bit. We have 3 timeouts, so maybe if we could get a stop here, delay a game now, they're going to be on the 7. But I think the clock will still be running, will it not? It's not. So now they're on the 3-yard line. And no gain, so we'll take a timeout. 52 seconds left. 3rd and 18 from the 3. probably going to be a run again, you would think. Nope. Starting to get there. Steps up. Throws. Batted away. Tyree Wilson out in coverage there for some reason, but he makes the play, so I can't be too mad at it. So Raiders look at the ball back, 48 seconds, 2 timeouts, and this punt is going to really not be great as that ball's brought up to the 44. So Raiders now just need a few yards to be in field goal range for Daniel Carlson. And the ball off Genty, breaks a tackle, gets the ball up, he'll take a timeout, 35 seconds. 41, I would say they want probably this first down to be safe. I think Carlson could hit from here, but probably not accurately, consistently. Bowers now, getting up there, 29 seconds left. They're going to hurry it up to the line. 3rd and 1 here. Raiders looking to capitalize with some points before half. Steps back to pass, Pickett. Stepping up, throwing to the sideline. Trey Tucker, pass broken up. And they're going to go for it here. Line up in the eye, probably thinking quarterback sneak here. But they're throwing out to Bowers, who gets it out of bounds. Smart play by Brock Bowers. They probably have time for one more play and then the field goal. And they can throw it in bounds because they retain that timeout. Wicks in motion now. Pick it back to the throw. Over to Wicks. He connects. That's the play. If you remember last game, Geno Smith and Dontavian Wicks could not connect on. They connect there. Raiders playing aggressively here. Throwing deep. Throws it out. Smart play. They'll bring up the field goal unit now. I do like that aggressive shot, though, with time spared. Smart play by Pickett to just throw it out of bounds. So Raiders bring it within 1. We're going to be going into the second half unless something crazy happens on this kick return. Unless something crazy happens on this last play. They're going to be going into halftime down 1. And we're dropping back to throw, so Terry Wilson starts to get pressure. He throws to deep. Broken up. Number 20. I can't quite place who number 20 is in my head, but he breaks that up with, I believe, Darian Porter there. Look at the halftime report here. Cards versus Colts. Colts beat us last week. Riley Leonard still in at quarterback. I forgot to go check out what he's doing, but he's running for the touchdown there. Colts moved to 5-1 behind Riley Leonard. Cowboys, Panthers. You think the Cowboys win this, but it looks like the Panthers are pulling it off. Chuba Hubbard into the end zone. They beat the Cowboys, moving to 4-2 now. Cowboys 3-3. San Francisco versus the 5-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A battle of 2 of the best in the NFC right now. Mayfield. Huge play there. And they slap the 49ers. 35-14, moving to 6-0 on the season. Green Bay beating the Bengals right now at halftime, but we gotta hope that they don't give the Cowboys the number 1 pick, because if they give the Cowboys the number 1 pick, that's just gonna load the Cowboys up with a true top 5 talent on a roster that's not bad. Kenny Pickett, 15 for 22, has 141, no touchdowns, no picks. Raheem Mostert, 2 for -3. Just not been a good running game. We knew that this was a good team. I'm going to have to kick this, unfortunately. I'm just going to kick it as far as possible in the landing zone. And bam. It's Cam Ward. This Titans offense coming out now. We're going to watch our defense's first possession of this half, and probably our offense's first possession of this half. them to 97 passing yards, and they run here. Forced fumble on the first play. Max Crosby picks it up. He's taking off. And it's going to be a defensive touchdown on the first play of the second half. Jamal Adams forcing the fumble. Max Crosby with the fumble recovery touchdown. What a play by this defense. A huge hit there by Jamal Adams. And Max Crosby, he picks it up. Nobody's near that ball for the Titans. The booth is going to review it, but I'm pretty positive this is going to stand. And it doesn't. They overturn it. But you got to think the momentum is now in the hands of the Raiders after a play like that. Pressure starting to get there. Cam Ward stepping up. Tyree Wilson giving chase. Brings him down after a gain of 8. Jamal Williams down at the bottom of the screen. Landon Roberts over the middle. 3rd and 3 now. This defense looking for a stop. Crosby getting off his block, pressuring. Ball's thrown. Broken up. Believe that is Eric Stokes on the breakup. It was. Stokes playing good coverage there. Pressure getting there from Crosby on that play too. Probably affected that throw just a tiny bit. Punt is off. Offense will come in and get the ball to 17. So if I'm the offense, I'm coming in fired up. You just watch your defense get a huge stop. Almost get a turnover for a touchdown. Play action now. Throwing over the middle. Brock Bowers for a huge gain. Huge gain there for Brock Bowers. Can he pick it in the empty now? Snapping, throwing, stepping up, pressure getting there, dumps it off to Raheem, who gains about 4. Pickett and the gun again with Monster behind him. Tucker in motion. They hand off to Monster, who gains, looks like about 5, so it should be 3rd and 1. It'll be 3rd and 2 coming up. Short 2, long 1. Stepping back to the throw. Steps up in the pocket. Throwing deep now. Dropped by Trey Tucker. Heard footsteps, it seems like it. We're playing aggressive again. We did this earlier in the game. Got nothing to lose now as a 1-14. Pressure getting there. Pickett rolling around. And that's just, you can't do that in that situation. You cannot run backwards and give them better field position. So Tennessee back with the momentum here. Leading by 1, 3rd quarter. Crosby falls for the fake. Landon Roberts gets there. Stokes comes in to clean it up. Gain of 4. We were outgaining them by quite a bit. Back a pass now, throwing over the middle, broken up by Stokes, who gets a hit in there to break that pass up. Stokes playing great coverage today. I believe that was like A-Manor. Throwing over the middle now. A-Manor wide open in the middle of the zones. Cannot get broken up there. Defense lets up a big play. 1st and 10 now from the 21. Probably hoping to hold them to a field goal here if possible. Crosby. Play action now. He gets taken down by Devin White. Big sack there by Devin White. Somebody that we're considering re-signing in this offseason. 2nd and 19 now. Crosby not out there. That was not a great defensive play call as we let Cam Ward make up 18 of those 19 yards. Now it's 3rd and 1. You're thinking they're probably going QB sneak to get it, and they do. I don't know what our defense was in that 2nd and 18 play, but it was just not it. We had 3 deep tackles out there, it looked like. Handoff, Tony Pollard, nobody on that edge. Stokes gets there but cannot bring him down. Tyree Wilson on that side also can't get there. And now they're going to go up 8. So we need a big drive from our offense here. Kenny Pickett, can he come in? He's played solid today, but our offense just hasn't been able to score. turn here now. Tyler Lockett, I believe. Penalties. Not been great for us this year, but I feel like we've been pretty disciplined also. But we just get penalties in bad times, really. So now we're in the third quarter, and middle of the third quarter, down by 8. And this offense needs to find a way to score. Besh on a short catch. I believe he actually lost one there. Never mind. Pickett throwing again. Pressure starting to get through. He's feeling it. Gets outside, throws it away. So it'll be 3rd and 11 now. You got to think that we need points here, or it's going to be another disappointing loss. Throwing deep now over the middle. Trey Tucker wide open. Makes the completion. First down, Raiders. Taking it up to the 42. Genti in the backfield. 2 tight ends in the game. Handoff, Genti. Solid little 5-yard run there. Taking the pressure off the pass game a little bit. Picking the gun with Raheem Mostert behind him. Motioning Trey Tucker over. Snaps now, throws it out to Brock Bowers, who gains about 3. Bring up 3rd and 2 right at the 50-yard line. Snap taken. Pickett steps up, takes off. Huge hit. He fumbles it, but it's recovered. That's the hit that you cannot take. Meredith there to clean that up, though. A little undisciplined. Should have slid there. Motioning Besh over. Play action. Throwing into almost triple coverage there. I don't know what Pickett saw, but thankfully it's only broken up and not intercepted. Play action here. Pressure getting there immediately. Ball is forced out, and that is a fumble recovery by Tennessee. Sebastian Joseph Day. And we're going to see if this defense can come in and get a stop. Got to think if they get points here, it's pretty much game over. Tyree Wilson, Max Crosby giving chase on Cam Moore. They're just not fast enough. Stokes there to get him to slide. Crosby and Wilson not fast enough to get there, unfortunately. Cam Ward makes him pay. Crosby getting in now. Putting pressure. Stokes was in coverage there. Looks like it could have been completed, but we'll never know because it was thrown out of bounds. I've liked what I've seen from Eric Stokes today. Drop back to pass again. Pressure to get there. Crosby now. He gets there for the tackle. Gain of 1 though, so it won't be a sack. Crosby just really close on these plays, and we're in this weird 3 defensive tackle formation. Crosby in the middle of the field, playing middle linebacker for some reason. I don't know what this defensive formation is, but it is a very questionable play call, having everybody everywhere, and Crosby playing Mike. He gets pressure there, throws, completes. 2nd and 4 from the 5. Touchdown here puts this game pretty much away, and they're going to get it. Nobody over there. Look like Javonte Williams, maybe? Khalil Mullings. Okay, I can't read, but hey. For the Titans, basically put the nail in the coffin, so we're going to just sim through this game and get out of here and start contemplating what to do with this team come next episode. We're going to go fast and keep an eye on the game, but pretty much end the game. Offense moving the ball. Titans score again. Offense moving. Scores a touchdown. Too little, too late, really. We dropped this game. Dropped down to 1-5 now. Kenny Pickett didn't play horrible, but I mean, he had a pretty solid game. 255, 64% completion and touchdown, but we're throwing the ball 42 times because we're not scoring. Genti has 10 for 32. 7 for 50, had that really long one of 19. Mostert had 4 for 10. Pickett 4 for 22. Trey Tucker had 4 for 13. I don't know why Tucker's getting any sort of carries. Receiving wise, Prochet coach us today. Us though, Trey Tucker 7 for 79, 6 for 47 for Wicks, 6 for Besh, 6 for Bowers, and a touchdown. Defensively though, I don't know. It was just not a great game by the offense, not a great game by the defense really either. There's a lot of mistakes in there. A few TFLs. Kuntz had a solid game. He got a sack. Devin White got a sack. Jamal Adams had a sack. No picks. Eric Stokes had 2 deflections. Bray Wilson with deflections. So Adams had a pretty solid game. No forced fumbles. Just a pretty pedestrian game all around. We dropped to 1-5 now. Titans to 2-4. And next week, we play KC, who we're gonna sim over there, see what their record is, see how we match up against them. So play KC, who is 0-6 currently, looking to bounce any direction. Their defense is worst in the league for points allowed, so this should be our best offensive game of the season. We're playing arguably the worst defense in the league, and an offense that is very, very one-dimensional. Not to say that our team is really any better, but our defense is good, and we have a top 10 defense against the pass, top 20 against the run. So, top 15 in scoring also. We match up okay. I believe I do have Coach Ryan off because this is a rebuild, and I would probably get fired after this season. Statistically, we're going to go in. Kenny Pickett, just, he's, like I said, just playing barely better than Geno Smith, but it's all that it's been taking. Rushing wise, I need to find a way to get this running game involved a little bit more because 33, 34 per game for Genty isn't good. And only 1 touchdown, 3.6 a carry. I know, 13 broken tackles. A lot of that's coming before the line of scrimmage. Receiving wise, 298 from Tucker, 233 from Wicks. Besh has 186 on 16 catches. Bowers 181. So really, these are our top 4 guys. These are the guys getting involved every single game, and they're producing when they're getting the ball in their hands. So I can't complain. But something has to change for this defense. Something's got to flip, or not the defense, but the team in general. Really, something has to flip. Leonard Roberts leading us, Jeremy Chin, Max Crosby leading us in TFLs. Kuntz has 5 sacks. He's leading us 4 there. Jamal Adams and Tyree Wilson still only the 1 sack. So it's a little disappointing. Kuntz is up to a bridge player, which is good. He didn't have a designation before that, I don't believe. Pretty sure Wilson had future starter, but his production is not keeping that for him. Let's see. Hemingway, since being moved to nose tackle, he had 1 really good game, but I feel like our defense has been weird not having him on the field a lot. I feel like we've been in pass rush situations a lot, so Kuntz has been out there quite a bit, and something's got to click, something's got to give. Obviously, our season is pretty much done, so moving forward, these episodes are going to go a little bit quicker. We're going to sim quite a bit more. See our schedule going forward. We're in a very tough division as the Raiders. Play the Chiefs next, which will be a rough game probably. But we should technically be in it. Then we play the Jags, Broncos, so we have some tough games down the stretch. Broncos twice within 5 weeks. Chargers. We played the Chargers early in the year and lost by 4. That was a rough game. I remember Kenny Pickett came in. Geno Smith was not playing well, as you can tell. defense did well against Justin Herbert, so I'm hoping they can do well against Patrick Mahomes. Realistically, though, there's not a whole lot we can do. I think now is probably the best time of any of the, or maybe the bye week is the week we start to make some changes to this roster. Um, go in and look. Obviously, I feel like we just keep the QBs we have. I don't think we can bring in anybody who's going to turn the season around. But maybe a guy like Tyler Lockett, we trade him away for a pick or two, which would give Thornton time to be in at that wide receiver 4, carries Tony up to 5. Maybe we trade Michael Mayer. Maybe. I don't know. I like having the 2 tight ends. Crosby, I want to keep around at least for this year and the next year just to see what's going on. Right edge, Wilson is somebody that I may decide to trade. His production hasn't been there. Kuntz has been the better of the guy. We bring in Barry, who I would like to see what he can do because Wilson's production hasn't been there. So maybe Tyree Wilson gets traded. I like his potential, but he's just not performing, and maybe it's just our system. Kuntz is performing, and it's unfortunate, but he's kind of overtaking that guy that we're going to keep around as that complimentary pass rusher. And then you go into our D tackles here. Maybe Laulu, who's younger, or Adam Butler or Fotu, one of these guys. I like Lucky Fotu, so maybe Adam Butler gets traded on. Maybe. There's a lot to consider here. We don't have a true Sam on this roster, so maybe Jamal Adams gets traded. He's been playing well for us, but he's older. I don't know if we keep a guy like that around. Landon Roberts, I want to keep around. I like him. I do want to re-sign him. Will Wise, Devin White. Do we trade on Devin White? He's not old per se, but he's definitely a veteran who could make an impact on a different team. I do like having him around. Darren Porter, we may possibly trade Darnay Holmes for a couple picks and let Isaiah Dunn and Anusium take that 3 and 4 role. And then Greedy Vance would be our CV5. Or we bring in a free agent possibly. Lonnie Johnson is probably the biggest guy on my block right now to think about trading. We got to pull him out. Who's very similarly rated and could do what Lonnie Johnson is doing. And then you have Jeremy Chin, who I like. So he's the leader of this defense, just like Crosby and Landon Roberts. So he's going to stay. A lot of decisions to make. If there's any trades that I make, they'll probably happen off camera, and I think that it is quite possible that we just get through majority of next season, next episode. I'm thinking next episode we go Chiefs, we go into the bye, and then we get to week 11 or 12. We'll probably just sim some of these games, like just straight up sim them, not even watch them. I would like to probably watch the Browns game though. But with that, I'm going to end this here. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for next time, and peace.